Hi, this is PlaymoBello and this is the add-on service. These are the 3 Wolf Knights, set 6383, the Wolf Leader in the back, set 6384. There's no box or anything. These just come in a plastic bag. So each one of these individual characters are not a copy or a repeat from the 2 sets I just reviewed. These are different with different weapons, especially this one. He has an awesome mace. You get yet another archer. In total, you end up with 3 Wolf Knight archers, 3 axe-wielding warriors. The rest are sword masters, spears, or maces. This is the Playmobil 2015 catalog. And inside the add-on little booklet, you get the Wolf Knights 6384, leader 6383, 3 Wolf Knights. Start with the leader. He has a basic shield. It's the kind that you hold like that or like that, sideways like that, rotate the wrist, and now it's just, that's how I prefer because he covers more space. Because he's the leader, he comes with a helmet that has a feather on the top and a flag. So this guy is a little fat. He has armored arms, chainmail as the hair, beard. I just don't like this kind of holster because it falls off way too often. I don't know why Playmobil chose to go this way with the holsters, especially when you take the sword off, the holster comes off with it. Maybe it was a strategy from Playmobil to make sure those holsters don't break, and if they do break, you just buy a new one and just reattach, because these holsters are permanent onto a belt on the character. So the flag has one of those very soft poles. I'm not much of a fan of those. I don't know why they're using these recently. The problem is when you put it on their hands, it's just soft and wobbly, and sometimes depending on how you store it, it just stays like this and you have to kind of fix it. So this is how he looks like when he's holding his sword and his shield. He's just an awesome knight, slightly kind of heavy, maybe full of skills because he shows that he's a little older, maybe like 40 or something, because he has a beer belly in there, and so he knows how to fight. He's like a veteran warrior of the Wolf Knights. There are the 3 knights. You have a cool looking axe-wielding man with a big shield. There's the archer with a little buckler and a cool looking mace guy with a sword on the side. This guy is one of my favorites because he has a mace. I really like his armor. You remember the vintage sets? So his armor is really awesome. A really cool shield, but you can also just go ahead and put the buckler on him, which is what I prefer. And now look at that. He's a full-on black knight. The only thing that's green is his shirt, but he looks very different. Pretty much awesome. Even his shirt is dark green. Look at the difference between that green and this green. So there you go. I gave this shield to the archer, but if you think about it, the archer is not much a guy that should have such a large, awesome shield. So I went ahead and I changed these shields. Now you have a heavy guy here with an awesome axe and a archer with a small little shield, and then this guy here that looks absolutely unique, fully dark with black armor, black shield. This is what Playmobil is all about. You can do whatever you want, just switch around whatever you want and make your own knights. So okay, here is the archer. The archer comes with a longbow. Look at the longbow he's holding in here. There is that shield. He comes with a buckler, but I just went ahead and switched it around. This is his little knife right there. It's a dragon style knife. Here is the back with the quiver, and he is an old man. Look at his white hair. And then hence comes the axe-wielding knight. He has a cool shield, long hair. Look at his hair. That he has one of those swords that don't fit on the holster. Is made for small swords. So let's do another switcheroo here. There's this cool guy here with a mini sword there, like a mini small little sword, but he has a side holster. So if we take this big sword, and now look at that, much better. The mini small little sword can be on his holsters. It goes all the way, and this guy now has enough space to have a big sword in there, a thicker sword. So he has a better sword now. He looks even more menacing, and this guy looks a lot more comfortable. Another thing I like to do, I like to have the shield always on the opposite side of a sword holster, and you can see everything that he's carrying. He's carrying a sword, an axe, a shield. Now look at that. The bow goes on this side, a knife is right there in the middle, and the shield. So you have all these characters properly equipped, 4 brand new unique looking characters plus a awesome flag. And there you have the total of Wolf Knights. It's a total of 10 Wolf Knights. One is on top of a horse, the other ones are just on foot. Two of them come with flags, and the army is pretty massive and awesome. He's the only guy that doesn't really match with the green stuff. Because they're called the Wolf Knights, I really like that Playmobil included a guy that's like full-on wolf. He has a wolf hat and everything. And that's how it looks like when you have all the sets put together with the castle and the catapult, the wooden barrier, and all the knights populating the castle. It's a really cool little set here, and I think it was definitely worth the money. It's around $160, 40 or 50. Since they use a green uniform, you can always just say the dragon is also part of the Wolf Knights. And look at the vast army you have when you have all the sets of the knights from 2014 from Playmobil. You have all of these characters, plus the one king from the mystery series, the one guy from the Playmobil special, the little ghost, of course, the Playmobil Knights ghost from 2014, and the dual pack that gives you one Royal Lion Knight and one Hawk Knight. So all together, plus the dragon, you have all of these knights for you to play with your castles. So that's a pretty vast, one of the best Playmobil series that they have ever released. Royal Lion Knights has 12 knights. The Hawk Knights, total of 11 characters. The Wolf Knights with a total of 10 characters. So 10, 11, 12. Plus these guys here, that just adds a bit more to your armies. Looks like the Wolf Knights have packed up in their castle here, fully armored, fully prepared to defend with all force, because the Royal Lion Knights and the Hawk Knights are ready to invade. They're both allied against the wolves. Well, I don't think they pose any chance. Now there's an attack tower, some cannons, a bunch of large cannons and little cannons, and a dragon. I don't think they pose any chance anymore. And there you have all the sets put together in a cool looking war scene. The invasion of the Royal Lion Knights castle. So far there's a bunch of dead bodies at the doorway. The king is storming out to fight them all. And the Wolf Knights have joined the Hawk Knights, which is the only way they can actually fight to take over the Lion Knights. So here's the Hawk Knights castle. We have the little farmer guy coming out with his little trolley to try and trick them. Armies of the Wolf Knights all on the back arriving to aid the Hawk Knights, as they are already battling to take over that castle. Few of them trying to wait there for the invasion, the entryway. So the king is already coming out to meet them in battle. There's an attack tower on the side here and a bunch of warriors doing all they can to defend the castle before it goes down, but it doesn't look very good for them. There's a dragon on top of their castle as well.